Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm working on my 08 335i. It's an E90 model, and I have a couple check engine lights. So we're going to pull those codes right now. Got two trouble codes. We got a fault and a pending fault. So we got P1434, P1447. And I'm going to show you what those correlate to right now. Alright, so if you get this code on your E90, what it's telling you is that the diagnostic module tank leakage pump current is too high. In short form, it's called the DMTL pump, but it's basically saying that the switching solenoid that's built into the actual evaporative emissions leak detection pump is out of range. So it's a sign that the actual pump has gone bad. And this next one here, P1434, so this code kind of goes hand in hand. It's a general code for the actual leakage pump that's built into your evaporative emissions charcoal canister and whatnot. It's there to see if there's fuel vapor being vented to atmosphere, and it can detect if maybe you left your gas cap loose, etc. And it's common on a lot of cars. It's just an emissions related thing, but on my car I got a pesky check engine light because of it. So basically that's a general fault for the DMTL pump, and specifically saying that looks like the solenoid failed. So now I'm going to show you guys on an E90. It can either be on the passenger side of the car or on the driver's side, depends on what model you have. If you have an M3 or 335i or 335xi, you should find it on the left side, whether it's sedan or coupe, as far as I've seen. Passenger side for all other models. So we're going to get to the back of the car now and see what's involved. Here's the actual pump itself that I bought. I already got my new one lined up here. So this manufacturer here, they specialize in making parts that are known to fail on automobiles and offer a lifetime warranty. The idea is they find out what the flaw was from the manufacturer and try to improve upon it. At least that's kind of what they claim. So a lot of cars that have a really common standout problem, you'll find Dorman makes a part for you. I went with them because it was on the shelf in my auto parts store. You can buy the original Bosch pump if you'd like as well, but hey, you know, these have failed a little early on some cars, and if this fails again, I can get it replaced right from my auto parts store. So maybe it's not such a bad idea to consider that. But don't have much else to say. It's definitely not sponsored or anything like that. I bought this with my own money. But let's unbox this pump here. And this is shared across a number of models. It's a pretty common actual pump. Even my X5 has the same type of pump. So there's a grommet that goes here that this didn't come with. You want to grab that off your existing pump. That's the part there. It's quite heavy actually. And your electrical connection is down here, as you can see. And there's a solenoid in there that kind of, you can kind of hear it opens and closes. So on my car now it's open or shorted, so high current. There's something wrong with the one that's in the car now. So what we got to do to replace this is actually jack the car up and get underneath the rear left. So like I was saying, on a 335, look toward the left side behind the rear wheel, and on a 328 and all other models, 330s, etc., look on the passenger side. So what I'm going to do is jack up the driver's side of the car right at the usual lifting point with my low profile jack, get it at a good angle here. We'll go ahead and take a look under there. I'll probably set it up on a jack stand, even though I won't be fully under the car, just for safety's sake. So here's where we're going to be working. You want to grab yourself an 8mm socket to crack this free. We're looking behind the wheel here. If you look in there, there's actually a bolt right there. And that's that piece falls away once you've done that much. And we can see the actual mechanism right here. So you may want to do this for ease of access, but what I did was there was another screw here and there was another screw up there. What I did was take those out so that I can kind of come down here, curve this and lay it on top of the wheel. I did it so that I could show you guys clearly in the video, but at the same time it may be less aggravating to just create the room for yourself to go after the actual connections to the pump. So it looks like there's a squeeze connection here. These can be brittle, but it shouldn't be too bad. And this may be a two-handed operation, but you basically want to start trying to get these off before you disconnect the actual canister from the car. So if you see, I'm just squeezing top and bottom and then rocking backwards. Just similar to your like PCV lines and whatnot on the car. There's going to be 3 points here that you got to remove. Seem to be a little stubborn. But you'll eventually get it. So that's that. It's got flex on it. You don't have to worry about breaking the line when you pull, if it kind of goes away from you. Got that. Not too bad. Lastly, the pump on the the connection on the top of the pump. Got that. All that remains now is the actual electrical connector here. There's just a little tab here you gotta press, like all other connectors on this car, and pull it off. So that's that. Now we should be able to just take these two 10mm bolts off to lower the thing out of the way. So let's try that now. Just rotate it this way and come down at this angle. So there she is. Not a bad job overall, not too hard to get it out of the way. And there's the actual pump itself. Looks like there's 3 Torx bits here. Probably T10s, but I'm going to verify right now. Yep, they're T10. There's 3 of them. So now, should be able to just rock this out. So these kind of lock into place. You got to push it away, and then you start pulling. The bottom one's still catching, so you got to kind of rock it away from it, and then it'll come out easy. Let's give this a quick dusting. This is the evaporative emissions canister that's full of charcoal, a charcoal medium, to absorb fuel vapor. So you're not dumping raw fuel vapor into the atmosphere and polluting the air, really. It's one of the major things that can cause a check engine light. If anything's going wrong with this box here, any leaks in the system, the vacuum lines going between your tank and whatnot, you're definitely gonna know about it. The car's gonna prompt you right away saying that there's a problem with the evaporative emissions. This is the actual canister on an E90. So that's the port there where that little grommet goes into, which we got to move over to the new pump. Here's a new pump compared to the old pump. It doesn't come with this rubber grommet here, but it can be moved over quite easily. So not a big deal there. Luckily this grommet is very pliable and still soft, so it should seal quite well. I don't think we'll get any leakage codes, hopefully. But what I'll do just to be safe is put a little grease around that, clean this off, put a little grease around it. A little bit on the outside and a little bit on the inside. Now we'll come over to the new pump. Easy enough. So now all we got to do is insert, make sure it's clean in there. Insert the new pump. And then these should kind of guide themselves into place. If you see, it kind of wants to click into place. This will bottom out and they'll just find their holes naturally. That's that. All these bolts are bottomed down. Now we can insert it back on the car. As you can see, this little notch goes up into the car. I want to take it at this angle. Kind of only goes one way, you can't really get it wrong, as you can see. Alright, so we can start popping these lines back on. Make sure it won't back off, that you've got it seated. And then we'll start with this point right here. Hopefully those O-rings are still pliable, they look fine. Okay, I made a slight error when I was lining things up. If you see there's that little arm right there, you gotta make sure that it goes on the inside of this bracket here. Like that. And you'll see. That way it supports itself well. You can't rock it left and right. So you want to make sure that that right there goes up and up into that groove there, and it will sit more sturdy. Alright, so I was able to correct the mounting. It's more sturdy now. So now next up we're going to go over here and connect this. It can take a bit of effort. Considerable amount of effort. You gotta use two hands. There you go. You'll hear it click when you got it. Even this top one up here, we didn't get that click, so it backed off. If you notice. So you wanna... You'll hear a nice reassuring click sound, and it's not going anywhere after that. Same story with this. This one's giving me a tough time, so I'm going to put a dab of grease in there. Oh yeah, the grease makes it a piece of cake. So maybe you guys want to consider that. So just a quick visual inspection. Look at them. Make sure that it looks like they're clicked into position on the top and bottom. So I'm confident that I'm not going to have any issues with the connection points. And if you try to rock this, it's fine because that bracket is tucked back as it should be behind. So watch out for that when you're putting things back together. So I'm going to start reassembling now. Not a bad job overall. Gonna lower the car down now. And besides those two codes I had, I didn't really have any other codes. So hopefully I can drive around for a while without any other issues. Done. Let's start it up and see what the car thinks. All seems well. So that's pretty much it. Not a hard job at all. If you want to change out your leak detection pump on your E90, this should give you an idea regardless of the model you have, but this is specific to the M3 and the 335i. Hope you found this video helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you like this type of content. Thanks for watching and good luck.